Intentional Teaching Tips, Part 8. So far in this series, we've been talking about intentional language and how to change our language and the phrases that we use to be more inclusive of our students and the diverse families that we serve. But today I'm going to switch it up just a little bit to talk about how we can use questioning as an intentional practice. Questioning the students and asking open-ended questions, as well as questioning yourself and what you do and reflecting on your practice as a teacher, is a big part of intentional teaching. So my intentional teaching tip for today is to ask, why do you think that, when a child asks you something? Or ask them, what do you think? For example, I've often had students ask me, why do trees have bark? Why do trees need bark? Why do they grow bark? Questions like that. And instead of jumping in at that moment to give them the answer right away and give them the information they're looking for, I use this as an intentional moment to learn about how they're thinking and to encourage them to think critically. So if a student asks me, why do trees have bark? I will often pause and say, well, that's a great question. Why do you think trees have bark? Their answer will give me a lot of information about how they think, how they're interacting with the world, how they're processing the world, and how they're able to use logic and other skills to inform the answer to this question. Or if a student makes a comment that I can hear has a lot of assumptions and personality behind it, I will ask them, why do you think that? Or why did you say that? For example, I had a student this past year who was playing with a group of other children, and he said, I just think she is so cute. And he was just talking one-on-one to me, and I said, well, what does that mean? Why do you say that? And he gave me his explanation, and I dug a little deeper after he gave his first explanation. I said, well, what does cute mean to you? And he gave me that answer. And I learned so much about that student and what they value and what they prioritize and what makes them happy just by asking that simple question. So, as an intentional teacher, when you're talking with students and they say something, try and ask open-ended questions in response. Prompt them to think about their own thinking, and that will give you a lot of information about the student.